Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RxOnWeb show. My name is Prashant, and in this podcast, we would be interviewing local independent pharmacies to understand their role during COVID and how they are operating the businesses. What are the problems that they face on a day-to-day basis to give a little bit of boost to their local business. That is the whole purpose of this podcast. If you like what we do share, subscribe to this channel. And today we'll be having a very important guest on our podcast, and she is a local pharmacy owner from New Jersey. The name of the pharmacy is Personal Touch Pharmacy. Her name is Ezna, and we would have her online, and we'll be discussing a lot of information about how she is operating a pharmacy, what her pharmacy did while it was tough times, as they being the frontliners, and a lot more. So stay tuned. Hi Ezna, how are you? So yeah, once again, uh, I hope you're doing great. It is, as I said, just some formal questions that I'm going to ask you, and the idea is to understand what the pharmacy went through, what are the local pharmacies' problems, and how we can try to fix it, find a solution for it, and maybe help each other. So that is the whole idea of it. Okay. So yeah, to start with, can we just have a little bit of introduction of Percentage Pharmacy? How did you guys started, and why Percentage Pharmacy altogether?
Yeah, Personal Touch Pharmacy is an independent pharmacy, started around 2008. So we have been up and running for a pretty long time. It was actually started by my dad, Kalu. He's the owner. We have one other store right now in Brick, while our main store is in Toms River, New Jersey. My dad, he just had a vision. He started working in hospital pharmacy since he graduated pharmacy school. And then he worked at community for a couple of years before he decided it was time to open his own pharmacy. He always dreamed of working for himself. And I think that became even more important to him when he realized that he could help more people on his own in his unique ways with his own business,
Mm-hmm.
own business
Mm-hmm.
compared to like a community pharmacy or a hospital pharmacy.
Understood. That's absolutely great. I specifically want to talk about you, as I said, you being the frontliners. So how was it during COVID times? How was it going on? Were you operating like overtime, or was it normal hours? So how was it during that time?
Yeah, I think during COVID, a lot of businesses really were challenged economically, but there was still needs for pharmacies
Mm-hmm.
during more than other times. Like we were open our regular business hours, but if we needed to stay like an extra hour or two, we did,
Mm-hmm.
especially filling, prescriptions that people couldn't get. Um, and pharmacy is literally the last line in therapy. You get the prescription,
Mm-hmm.
and then have it filled by the pharmacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people were really in dire need to get their prescriptions filled, but they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't help during because of COVID. So our delivery was up and running,
Mm-hmm.
um, household items was up and running, and
Mm-hmm.
even getting for the counter medications like
Mm-hmm.
Tylenol was needed or flu medications was needed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we were just ready to serve the best way we could. Our
Mm-hmm.
customers really played a big part in retaining our customers. So just
Mm-hmm.
opening how we could, especially being as an independent pharmacy, we could play around with our hours of operation a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But just being available really, really helped us during COVID.
Okay. Was the footfall more than normal?
Was the sorry, I
the
didn't
f-
get that.
the f- the footfall, in the pharmacy, were there more people as compared to what happens, during normal days, just because we were affected so badly? So was there like a lot of people in and out in the pharmacy?
No, because COVID, everything was pretty much shut down. Only
Mm-hmm.
essential stores were open, but people
Mm-hmm.
were still scared to come out even with their mask on. So I think
Mm-hmm.
we saw less people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in and out of our pharmacies, but
Mm-hmm.
we did calls because we offer delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it was a little bit more quiet, but the amount of service was increased a lot.
Okay. So it was more on deliveries, isn't it? Instead of people coming to the pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have we returned to normal? What is your take on that? Have we returned completely to normal?
Completely to normal. I mean, business is still good. It's still good. It's not booming like it was during COVID, but I guess
Mm-hmm.
because there was a need for pharmacies, for
Mm-hmm.
pharmacists.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, since there is no need, businesses is operating like normally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but I mean, we're
Okay.
still doing, yes.
All right. Any story during those times that you would like to say? Anything that actually brought strength, something like that. Do you like to share any incident that you have in mind?
Um, for me specifically, I don't really remember any like incident because I wasn't around here at like for most of it. I was
Mm-hmm.
still in but I was just hearing phone calls about like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, especially people being like appreciative of like the level of service that we provide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, was like the main things that I heard, but I don't think that anything like crazy happened that would
Mm-hmm.
say like, change our aspect of pharmacy.
Okay. Okay. All right. One important question that I get a lot is that the big pharmacies, big chain pharmacies are actually affecting the business of local independence pharmacies. So what is your take on that? Do you think it is actually happening, or local independent pharmacy have a different role to play, and this big chain pharmacies have a completely different role to play? So how does it work?
Yeah, yeah, big chain pharmacies, they do have an effect on independent pharmacies, especially
Mm-hmm.
in the way independent pharmacies don't really get that much support
Mm-hmm.
uh, from industries like than than independent pharmacies do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think because of that, it's really hard to make independent pharmacies stay relevant. So
Mm-hmm.
we're continuing to like compete with these big chain pharmacies, even though
Mm-hmm.
even there's no way possible that you can, right? So especially with like what we call PBMs
Mm-hmm.
and insurance tracks, we now, due to those factors, we face like low profit margins. So that's
Mhm,
really independent pharmacies are facing.
mhm,
I think um, people do appreciate our personalized services, and that's what
mhm.
really keeps going because big chain pharmacies, to be honest, they can't do that. They don't have time to talk to
Exactly,
people, you know,
exactly.
they counsel. Oh, yeah, we do. We have a little bit of that extra time, but I think that is the importance of pharmacy and to make sure that patients are taking their medication correctly. The
Mhm,
margin is nice, but big chain pharmacies are really, really chasing us with that, with that
mhm.
factor.
Okay. Would you like to shed a little bit of light on PBMs?
Um, I don't know. I mean, it's a PBMs is a different world.
Mhm,
It's you sometimes have to really hire companies that can do uh can help you chase reimbursements from these PBMs.
mhm,
So are they are the ones that do the contracts with the insurance companies. They're the
mhm,
ones um um end up deciding your fate on your reimbursements.
mhm,
So many and there's so many to chase and with doing your job on top of that, it's really
mhm,
hard to keep,
mhm.
you know,
I understand.
but
Is that one of the challenges that you face on a day-to-day basis or on a regular basis?
oh yeah, that's definitely probably the number one challenge. There's even like alliances now, independent
Mhm,
pharmacists that go to court with these PBMs or have meetings about these PBMs. But it's been a long journey, a long many years of facing PBMs.
mhm,
To the point where we are really advocating for independent pharmacies to be able to be reimbursed correctly, to
Mm-hmm.
reimburse correctly, and
Mm-hmm.
things like dispensing fees to be reimbursed correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all that we face.
Got it. Understood. Understood. Any other challenges that you guys face on regular basis, which hampers the business? You know.
Yeah. I think the other big thing is just having insurance contracts and your patients' insurance contracts like changing constantly, like maybe every 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a big challenge because sometimes when you build a relationship with a customer and then the insurance changes and they are locked into that insurance, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that insurance says, hey, you can only go to this pharmacy or you can only get your medications mail order. We then leave them. And unfortunately, sometimes they don't even want to go. But what are you going to do? Until they change insurances again, you may get them back, but when you build a relationship with those patients, then you leave that customer and it's just like starting all over again. So I think that's another big challenge we face is Medicare Part D contracts with customers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think pharmacies, independent pharmacies locally, is more of a brick and mortar, kind of a business, or this local, this digitalization of businesses which is happening around across the world, where everybody is experiencing, marketing it on Facebook, maybe having a website or something, so like going digital. Do you think that is something which is helping independent pharmacies or local pharmacies out there, or it's not?
I think it's helping. I think it's helping to a degree. Like our world is digital now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think digital is great. I think it reaches more people
Mm-hmm.
quick, efficiently
Mm-hmm.
than how we were marketing before.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can only see positive things going forward with digital marketing.
All right, that's wonderful. How's it with local other independent pharmacies? Like competition? Do you guys like, hey, I'm gonna sell it for 4, and you're like, I'm gonna sell it for 3, or is it helping each other, like asking for help and sharing common views? How's it with the other independent pharmacies?
Yeah, I think there's no competition. I think when you're in the same struggle, you just want to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the same goal, and luckily there's enough people out there to reach that goal.
Mm-hmm.
But to work together more
Mm-hmm.
now than before, especially since we're seen as the underdogs. We're probably seen as the ones with that many resources, but we really do. So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that many pharmacies, especially around us here in the local areas.
Okay. All right. Just last question. One message that you would like to give patients across the globe. Anything, any one message that you want to give out to your patients, or patients in general across the globe.
Patients across the globe, I would say talk to your pharmacist about your medications. There's a lot of medications being advertised online and in stores and everywhere, and many people are on multiple medications at one time. So I think it's really important to talk to your pharmacist about the medications you're taking, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that you take them appropriately, making sure
Mm-hmm.
you're taking them at the right time and not with maybe other medications that can cause an interaction between the two that you're taking.
Mm-hmm.
Find a pharmacist that truly cares and that will take that time with you to go over that, because it's really important, especially for the longevity of your healthcare. It's really
Mm-hmm.
important to ask.
Absolutely, absolutely. Completely understand. So yeah, thank you so much, Ezna, for your time. With that, I would like to end it here. And I really appreciate your time. Just wanted to tell everybody, guys, in case you guys are watching and you are near New Jersey and you want to have your medications delivered, or have a great pharmacy at your service, Personal Touch Pharmacy is the place to go. So
Yes.
yeah, can we have the address of the pharmacy? Can you just tell the.
Personal Touch Pharmacy is located at 1580 Lakewood Road, Suite 8 in Toms River, New Jersey, 08755.
All right, and we do have one more location, which is in Brick, which is in New Jersey. And what's the address for that?
Yes, in Brick, it's 101 Prosper Way, Suite C,
Mhm.
Brick 08723.
All right, great. Apart from that, you guys can also reach out on Facebook and the website, which is persontouchpharmacy.com. And thank you so much. If you are a patient or a pharmacy, you can also download the RxOnWeb application for your patients to connect with your pharmacy and find them and manage the refills. With that being said, thank you so much for your time. You guys have a
Well,
wonderful day. Yeah. Goodbye.